Go ahead and write your name, date, and number on your paper. And then I know that you're ready. You're sitting in start, and you're tracking Mr. Buffin. Excellent. I have 1, 2, 3. Not at 100% yet, so we're going to give it a little more time to finish writing your heading on your paper. Clever, go ahead and put your journal inside your seat sack. You're sitting in star. I have one whole group ready, 2, 3, and almost 100% waiting on Lawrence. And we're ready. All right, so earlier we just went over the vocabulary words talking about area. You know, as mathematicians, we always have an objective. Today's objective is that we're going to be able to measure an area by counting the square units, right? So when I look at my anchor chart, I have a plane shaped figure. What is this plane shape? Who can give me a strong silent hand and tell me the shape that they see on the board? Kyrie, what shape do we see? We see a rectangle. Now, we said that area when we were taking our notes earlier and when we saw our brain pop video is the space, the measurement of space inside an object or a plane shape. In this case, we have a rectangle. By the end of our lesson, we're going to be able to determine what the area is by looking at the square units or by counting the square unit spaces. Capiche? Capiche. Excellent. All right, so let's look at our first paper. It says, area is all about the inside of a shape. How much space is on the inside? There are many ways to calculate the area. The strategy we're going to work with today is counting the inside of the shape using Cheez-Its, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and issue out some Cheez-Its, me and Miss Coffee. Right, we get to eat, right? Cheez-Its. Do not open your bag of Cheez-Its just yet. I'm sorry, sir. Okay, thank you. Not yet. All right, so I'm sorry. Everybody has a bag of Cheez-Its? Yes. Excellent job. All right, what I want you to do is, let's look at the directions. It says, place one Cheez-It in each square provided in the shape. Count how many Cheez-Its you have. That will equal your area. Go ahead and open your bag of Cheez-Its. I want you to go ahead and complete part A. Yes, go ahead and start. So your Cheez-Its are to represent your what? Who can tell me? Thank you for the silent hand, Lawrence. What are your Cheez-Its representing? Your square units. Go ahead and put your Cheez-Its on your mat. Figure out, looking at this plane shaped figure, what is the area for this shape? Then you're going to fill it in the line with the area. I know you can't wait. Go ahead. Now, once you finish, once you have placed all your Cheez-Its on the actual figure, I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor and tell them what you did and what you think the area is, and go. Turn and talk to your neighbor. So y'all three will talk together first. Come on, let's finish. You're going to talk to L'Oreal. Alan, you're going to talk to him. Oh, go ahead. Talk to me.
8 is 9 because 9 Cheez-Its. There's 3 in this one and there's 3 in the column. So in this should be 9 because there's 3 on each side of the column.
Okay. So you gave me, it kind of looks like what? When we look at this, what does it look like something we've learned before?
Array.
It looks like an array. So we can look at this being the number of what?
Columns.
The number of columns, and this would be the number of, well, this would be the number of rows, and this would be the number of columns. Good job. Let's go ahead and write your area on your line. All right, we're back in 3. Yes, you should have written your area down. When I give my snaps, when I say 1, 2, and then I snap, I want you to yell out what you think the area was, or the area that you found on your paper. 1, 2. No. Excellent. Give yourself 2 snaps. 1, 2. Excellent job. All right, so look here. It says, congratulations, you solved the area. What you're going to do now is look at our PowerPoint. On your paper, on the same paper that you have, I want you to construct what number 1 is asking you to do. It says, make a rectangle with an area of 8. All right, go ahead and do that now. You can actually flip your paper over and use that as your mat. While me and Ms. Coffee actually pass you out the grid. Go ahead and make an area of 8. Go ahead and pass this out next. So think about, how could you make an area of 8? That's fine. Your paper is going to get a little oily. That is okay. Once you have your area of 8, I would like for you to sit in star. Okay. And you're tracking Mr. Buffin. We got a couple of more scholars that are still working, so I'm going to give a little more time for that. Once you have, let's do a little something else. Once you have created your rectangle of 8, go ahead and draw that figure on the back of exactly what it looks like, okay? With your pencil, draw the figure that you created with your Cheez-Its on the back of your paper. Here you go. Yeah, you can use the grid or you can use the back of the paper. It doesn't matter, whichever one. But I want you to draw what that figure looks like for number 1. Does that make sense, Lawrence? Okay. Okay, but we got to move expeditiously, son. About 30 more seconds to create your figure of 8. Okay, let's look at what we're doing. So we're making a figure of 8, right? How many do we have? Okay, so now we do have a plain figure, right? Yeah. Okay, but it says make a, what does the instruction say on the board? Make a what? Does yours look like a rectangle? No. So what could we do to fix that to make it look like the directions asked you? I'm gonna come back to you, okay? And I wanna see what you did. I see a lot of great work. Go ahead and turn and talk to your neighbor once again and show them what you did to create your rectangle of 8. So look at what the direction said, Lawrence. It says make a rectangle with an area of 8. Why did you do that? Why did you take those Cheez-Its away?
Because if I still had these Cheez-Its, it wouldn't be an area of 8. So now I have my area of 8, and then you can put 8 times 2, or 2 times 4, 4 times 2. And then when I count them, I get 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good job. High five. Great. Good job, son. All right, so after you have made your area of 8, Ms. Coffee and I just gave you your independent practice. So if you look at this sheet here, it tells you specifically what you have to create, right? Now, I'm going to challenge you a little further. When we look at this area of 8, it kind of looks like something we've already done before, doesn't it? Yes. Who can give me a strong silent hand and tell me what it looks like? Jakai. Say it loud and proud. It looks like an array. So if we know what arrays are, could we actually probably put a multiplication sentence that go with this? Yes. We could. So I want to challenge you, even though you're creating the square units, I want you to think about what multiplication sentence we can apply to go with our area. Capiche? Go ahead and get started with your questions that are on your separate piece of paper. And you may work with your partner. Go. Well, whatever it's asking you to do. Look at your first problem for number 1. So let's pause for a second. Clap, clap, snap, snap. Track me for a second. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear with what we're doing. This is your placemat, correct? All right, so let's look at number 1. Number 1 says, with your Cheez-Its, you're going to construct 3 rows of 5, right? So what does that look like? How many Cheez-Its should be going down in our rows, Kyrie? 3. So I'm going to put 1 here. Even if they break, it's okay. 2 and 3. Now, I got my 3 rows. How many are going to go in each row? Wayne, how many Cheez-Its should I put in each row? We're doing the first problem on our paper. 5. So each one of these should have how many in it, Wayne? 5. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my Cheez-Its down. Now, once I have all my Cheez-Its on my grid, could I find the area of the Cheez-Its? Yes. Or the area of this shape? Yes. All right, let's get ready to count. Ready? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's one way that we found area, right? So what would be the area of this figure? 15. Oh, I love how Lawrence put the square units at the end. One thing we always need to remember is that we need to have the units at the end. And in this case, we're measuring in squares, so it's going to be square units, all right? So the area of this shape or this plane figure for number 1 was 15 square units. So then on your paper, you need to write the answer and then think about the multiplication sentence that could actually be applicable to what we just did. Capiche? All right, you may turn into, go ahead and do it with your neighbor. Say it again. Well, think about it. Can you do 2 multiplications with what it's asking you to do? What are you thinking of?
3 times 5 and 5 times 3.
But what is that? Is the second one the same as the first one?
Yes.
She said 3 times 5 and 5 times 3. Well, it does give us the same product, right? But what is that called? It's the commutative property, but look at what it's asking you to construct. Would the second problem be the same as what it's asking you to construct? It wouldn't be, would it? So what multiplication problem do I need to write right here? High five on that. Good job. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. There you go, son. Oh, it's okay. You got one. But you got everything now? All right. So you made each one on your grid? Or did you just go ahead and...
Solve.
You just went ahead and solved it?
Mm-hmm.
Good job. High five. All right. Once you have finished, go ahead and raise your hand. Miss Coffee and I will give you your exit ticket. Make sure your heading is on your paper, Miss Coffee. This is once they are done with their activity. Then you can put your Cheez-Its back in the bag, and guess what you can do with your Cheez-Its? Yeah, there you go. So I know clap, clap, snap, snap. I know you're done because you will be sitting in start and you'll give us a thumbs up so we can give you your exit ticket. Capiche? Excellent. Go ahead and continue working. You may work with your partner. All right, so what are we doing? Okay, excellent. So now let's stick to the next one. So how many rows do I need to have? Yes. And how many is going to be in each row? Okay, so let's count this real quick before you go any further. How many rows do we have? Okay, how many should be in each row? Okay, let's count. Excellent. Good job. Keep up. I'm coming back and check on you, okay? Oh, you finished already? Go ahead and show me what you know then. You're welcome. This time. Excellent job. All right.
I made the array, then put the lines through and put down columns and skip count it to find my answer.
Cool beans. Now, would this multiplication sentence be the same as this array, though?
Yes.
I'm talking about this one right here. No, I'm asking. I'm just asking a question. Would this multiplication sentence represent this array? Why not?
Because it's not 5 rows and 3 columns.
Excellent. But what did you show me, though?
Property.
High five on that one. Good job. So, go ahead and show me what you know. Okay. Say it again. Okay, what I want you to do to extend this, I want you to show me the multiplication sentence as well. And then where's your heading? Excellent. Here's your show me what you know. All right, what are we doing? You ready for your show me what you can know? Come on, DeMarze. All right, so while you are doing that, once you are done, you're going to give Miss Coffee your exit ticket, and then you will get your Chromebook, log on to Prodigy, and I'm going to go ahead and call a small group to my back table. Capiche? All right. Miss Coffee, here are the extras. Show me what you know. Yes. It's a microphone. All right, so what you want to do is you want to give us to Miss Coffee, and then go ahead and get your Chromebook. Log on to Prodigy.